am here to update you on my IVF consult. I am so excited. I guess you could tell it went well, but I'm just I was so anxious. I had so much anxiety before, but I feel so much better now, and I have all my notes here. My appointment was still covered under the 50% co-insurance for infertility services, since this isn't technically the IVF process yet. So it was only $53. Awesome. It's always a plus. So that was nice. I was kind of actually expecting like 150 because that's what someone had quoted me before from the accounting department or whatever for Kaiser. So anyways, I was just really happy because that's always a nice stress reliever. So just to get started, I did go over my options of surgery with this doctor, and he also agreed with my situation. Since my pain isn't to the point where like I can't get out of bed for, multiple days during my cycle, my pain threshold isn't too terrible, that it is very possible I have endometriosis, but he said he is also in agreement with my other two doctors that skipping the surgery to go to IVF is fine. So we're not doing surgery. Oh, I'm so relieved to finally have that decision. Like, you have no idea. I still need to call and cancel it, actually. So one comment, and also one of my friends suggested talking about an endo scratch or a hysteroscopy rather than a saline ultrasound. I hope I said that right. I think I said that right. But my doctor did mention first off that they want to start with a saline ultrasound, and then if they have any suspicion or need to do a hysteroscopy, not laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, that they would do it, but they don't do those in office. It'd actually be in an operating room because they don't like to do them in office. So I would do a saline ultrasound, and they would check like my egg reserve and any polyps. I never say that right. I was saying pull-ups earlier to my mom, and she's like, that's not right. So polyps. So that was my first question. My second question I had written down, which by the way, all of these questions are from my YouTube channel comments or Instagram. So these are all from you guys. So thank you very much. Second one was 3-day versus 5-day. Kay from her channel, who's super sweet, she mentioned that, if they mention that they try to do 5-day only, or they only do 5-day, then they have a good endocrinologist, and they try to do 5 days at my clinic. They really, really want to do only 5-day transfers or whatnot. So that's good. So I'm happy about that. They will do 3-day if they have to, but they really don't like to do those. And then stimming protocols, he went over the stimming protocol, but that's something I'm gonna have to update you guys on in another video, because I really don't. I absorbed a lot of what he said, but he actually went into like the day by day kind of how his schedule would be, like once I actually started the stimming and all that stuff, and it was just too much for me to remember. So I did get that answered, but I don't have it remembered well enough to tell you. How many eggs they strive for, kind of along the way with how many embryos, but how many eggs they strive for, he did say they try to do 10 to 20. So they will, as a lot of you guys know that are familiar with IVF, which I'm new to this, so I might not say everything right, but they'll control basically my ovulation, they'll control like everything, pretty much control my hormones. So they are going to strive to do 10 to 20 eggs, which I am going to go into OHSS because that was another question, but it kind of ties into this. If my body or my brain or body, whatever, doesn't listen to what they're trying to make it do, and it decides to make 50 eggs or whatever anyways, then they will stop the cycle, which is common and pretty much standard for most IVF clinics that I have heard about. So that's good to know. Embryos, how many embryos? So one of the most exciting and amazing things that he told us about this whole appointment was basically with the embryos. So they really push for one embryo transfer, which really made me kind of happy to hear, because of course this whole time I've ever thought about IVF, I was like, I wouldn't mind 2, like twins, like that's kind of cool. I never had decided like I would only do this or that, but he made me feel really good about how he worded it, because they really try to encourage you just to do one if you meet all the criteria. So basically, you know, my age is good, my overall health is good. If we get 3 or more embryos, this is what it's a Kaiser specific offer that they do. If you get 3 or more embryos that make it from, you know, from egg retrieval to fertilization to day 5, like if you get 3 or more, what they offer is, I don't remember the name of it because it's just some kind of plan that they have. But basically, if you are willing to just transfer 1 for the first, you know, your first cycle, then if you have a miscarriage or if you end up not pregnant on the first cycle, the next 2 embryos that you transfer 1 at a time are completely free, like 100%. No medicine costs, no cycle costs, no monitoring costs, nothing. Like Kaiser pays for everything. And I just like, I felt such a relief when he was telling me that. I was like, really? Like that is, wow. I'm really thankful for that, because that really takes off the pressure of what if this cycle doesn't work? What if I'm that person that doesn't get pregnant? What if I am the person that does have a miscarriage? Like they will do the next 2 cycles of 1 egg per transfer free, $0. So that was awesome. I was super excited about that. So yes, they really like to do just 1 transfer, but it is elective. So if you are, you know, consistent, persistent, whatever about doing more than 1, that's fine. But with my age and health, they really recommend just doing 1 at a time because I have time to try again. So he said my tipped uterus would have no effect whatsoever. So that was good. Somebody asked me that. ICSI, I also found out about that. He said that, you know, basically if they to that day, when they get to that point and they, of course, along with Tim's test results and everything, they'll decide if we do ICSI or not. And I did ask if they do 50-50 or just like strictly all or nothing. And they said they are open to all 50-50. So they don't just tell you you have to do all or nothing, which really also made me comfortable, because at the same time, some part of me was like, I don't know if I want to risk it, even if they say all of, you know, everything looks perfect and then we go to do it and nothing fertilizes and it's just an out cycle. Or, you know, the other flip side of it, like if we could just see if anything fertilizes on its own, that would be nice too. So that's why 50-50 I thought would be like a nice option. So I have no idea what we'll do at this point, but it is an option. He did say, I think it was, yeah, someone talked about Lupron versus HCG, which I'm still not really familiar with all that, because he told me they would start you on Lupron and then later on would trigger. So again, I could be talking completely wrong, but he did mention the actual word Lupron, so putting me on that. But really, that's all the questions. We know that the next steps are, sorry, I'm saying a lot. I'm really excited, if you can't tell, so I'm like scatterbrained. Okay, so the next step is I have to get that saline sonogram, and Tim, lucky Tim, has to do another essay. So he has to get another test done just because he wants to do, he said his results were okay from the last one, but also that was basically almost a year ago. And so now he wants to do another test, which he does look at things more specifically. It's like a lot more detailed test, I guess. So he has to do that. And then I'm basically waiting for the IVF nurse line to call me back, because they'll handle everything for me and give me my schedule and everything like that. So realistically, he was thinking definitely I could probably do it in November. And I'm talking like start my cycle in November, but that means I would probably start birth control in October. He said October might be an opportunity. Like we might be able to start birth control September and then do the IVF cycle in October, but it is filling up. So it's going to depend on what the IVF nurses tell me and like what their schedule looks like. Either way, I am beyond thankful, excited, everything else. Sorry, I was looking to see how long this has been. 11 minutes. Yikes. I'm just really excited. Me and Tim are both happy with the doctor. He was just a really lighthearted doctor to talk to and explained it. And he was more than happy to answer, you know, all my questions. I had like on my phone, And yeah, so I'm so excited, you guys. Thank you for your prayers and your thoughts and just all your comments, and just everyone's support means so much. And even now more than ever that we're going to go forward with this, I'm super excited, and I really, really can't wait. So yeah, that's really all I have for now, and I will be back. Once I hear back from the IVF nurses, I will be back to give you guys more information about what steps are next and like when that's gonna be. So I'm excited to keep you guys up to date. I'll talk to you later. Bye.